Faye, what the hell? Are you whining us? Guys, I'm not whining you. I'm back in Canada. We are back in Canada. I attempted to move back to Nigeria in December 2024, and now we have returned to Canada. There are a few mistakes that I made during this journey that I would like to share with you. As you can see, I have upgraded my studio setup, and other parts of the house have been upgraded as well. Just slight upgrades. That was one of the bribes that I got from my husband for agreeing to, move back to Canada. There is so much to talk about. So much. This video, though, is a vlog. I'm just including this sit-down bit to explain certain things before we get into the vlog, and then you can watch the rest of the vlog. This is basically our getting back to Canada vlog. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, but while you watch, let's talk a little bit about what we could have done differently, some of the mistakes that I made on this journey back to Nigeria.
Struggle, make we dey hustle. This world is tough.
My decision to move back to Nigeria was very much an emotional decision and not a logical one. I didn't have a plan. It was impromptu, and I was going to do something I dreaded, live each day as it came. This is a fact that I accepted from the beginning, and that is why I am able to accept the outcome of this attempt without feeling too salty.
Fuji láàrin ẹni bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ kẹ́mẹ́rà.
If I had known that we were going to be in Nigeria for some months, I would probably have done things differently. Knowing myself, I would never have even made it to Nigeria if I had known that we'll be back so soon. Don't get me wrong, going to Nigeria was not a mistake. In fact, going to Nigeria was a big blessing. But knowing myself and knowing how much I love my comfort zone, I know that I would not have made it to Nigeria if we had a definite timeline. If I had set a definite timeline of, say, 1 year, then I probably would have gone. But now we didn't even spend up to a year. So no, if I had seen the future, I probably would have just been too lazy to actually make the trip. So while I enjoyed every bit of my stay in Nigeria, except of course the hospital runs, I wouldn't even have considered it. The stress, the time, the effort. While I love to be in other countries, I don't particularly enjoy the process of traveling, especially not with an infant and a toddler, especially when there are no direct flights. The stress of driving 7 hours to Ottawa for passports that never even came on time. One thing about me, I do not like inconvenience. I literally hadn't traveled for 6 years. Well, except for a compulsory work trip a few years ago. Not because I didn't want to see the world, but because I like my comfort zone. Honestly, the process of traveling is just such a chore for me now. How much more traveling with a baby and a toddler? Probably the biggest goof for me was taking my toddler out of daycare. I have talked about daycare wait lists for years now. We were on the daycare wait list for almost 2 years before my daughter got called for a home daycare. And it took another year for her to actually get a daycare center spot. Giving up that spot that we spent almost 3 years hustling for, daily calls to the daycares, trying to get her in. Giving up that spot was not a good idea. If I had known we would be back so soon, I would not have taken her out of that daycare. We unfortunately cannot get her back in that daycare. She has to go back on the list and start from scratch. So now she's home with us, and it's not very easy. It's not easy having a toddler and an infant. Thankfully, my husband works from home. He has worked from home for many years. But he also needs a break every now and then. Sometimes we would wake up looking like zombies because we are so exhausted and tired. And still on that topic, my infant also lost her priority spot, because when you have a sibling in daycare, they give you a priority spot. So because I took TT out of daycare, Tam Tam also lost her priority spot. And so now, even though we've been on wait lists for her for 2 years, over 2 years, she's still not guaranteed a spot at that daycare for September. If we had left TT there, Tam Tam would have been guaranteed a spot for September. We're on all the wait lists. We've been on all the wait lists for a very long time now. So fingers crossed on that one. But right now we are all at home together as one big happy family. Before we move forward, I'd like to let you know that BetterHelp is the paid partner of this video. BetterHelp's mission is to make starting therapy much easier. They have provided this platform where you and your therapist can communicate effectively without leaving the comfort of your home. If you're someone like me who is a homebody and an introvert and would much rather not even see the sunlight, then BetterHelp is for you. With an opportunity to chat, voice call, or even video call and talk about anything that's on your mind, whether you have been dealing with stress like I have, sadness, relationship issues, whatever it is you are facing in your personal life, you can have a chat with your therapist on BetterHelp without fear of judgment. This year has been a lot for many of us, and honestly, sometimes we just need somebody to talk to that's not really related to us in any way, shape, or form. Someone that's actually equipped with the tools to support us and get us out of whatever funk we're feeling at any given point in time. Get started today by going on www.betterhelp.com/Feyi to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Okay, now let's talk about flights. If I had known that we were going to be in Nigeria just for a few months, it wouldn't have been during peak period. Of course, you know that for flights, peak period is December and summer. The second thing with flights is I would have booked a round trip. We went to Nigeria on a one-way ticket. If you know anything about flights, you know that one-way tickets most of the time are not worth it. But because this was supposed to be an indefinite trip, we didn't have a return ticket. I could have booked a return flight and just kept changing the dates, but I didn't even consider all of that. I didn't think about all of that because I wasn't really interested. But if I had known that we would be spending less than a year in Nigeria, of course, I would have booked a return ticket. Again, this was a mental, emotional decision, and I didn't want to have to return because I had a date booked. I wanted to want to return whenever I wanted to. I didn't want to have to return. I hope you get me. If you do, please drop a comment. I know it's a bit complex for somebody that's not in my shoes. It's a bit hard to understand why even, but yeah, it is what it is. Is about the 60 kg worth of formula, diapers, baby snacks, even Christmas clothes that I ordered and received in Nigeria just a couple of weeks before we actually left. This was on top of the many boxes that we actually landed in Nigeria with. We had a lot of supplies, but we were running out, and the prices in Nigeria were absolutely ridiculous. So the new supplies were supposed to last us at least till the end of the year, when we can now figure out how to bring in more stuff. But of course, plans changed, and we literally had to bring back those boxes with us to Canada. And that affected how we utilized our luggage allowance. We ended up just bringing those boxes back as they were. We didn't even bother unboxing or removing everything that was in there. The luggages were literally the complete allowance for a traveler, and that, of course, reduced the amount of food and clothing that we could bring from Nigeria to Canada.
You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. But I'm too geeky to be preaching, I just show out. Winning and it's looking like a blowout. Pile up my paper, let it grow out. If it ain't about no money, I don't go out. I'm too geeky to be preachy, I just show out. Winning and it's looking like a blowout. Pile up my paper, let it grow out. If it ain't about no money,
I goofed with my outings. There were a lot of places on my list to go to, but because I thought, hey, I'm back in Nigeria now, there's no need to rush. I ended up staying at home most days. If I had known that I had limited time to spend in Nigeria, I would have visited as many places on my list as I physically could.
Scaring Anglos, into parlor trading dollars for the pesos. Mama smell the marijuana on my pesos. About to kill them in my where they make those. Case closed, change clothes and time zones. She shook her neck and mind blown. Got the funky that make them do the stank face. I ain't chasing, I'm at Chase Bank. Hey, you in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. You in her DM, I'm in her mouth, we not the same. Flipping the funk, the heat, the fire, got the flame. Came with the gift, the gab, and blessed with lots of game. Be mad at me, they know I'm not to blame. But I'm too geeky to be preaching, I just show out. Winning and it's looking like a blowout. Pile up my paper, let it grow out.
You have heard all about the goofs that I made on this journey, but there is one area where I'm actually proud of myself for not being erratic about, and that part is job security. I mentioned in my relocation vlog that while I'm on maternity leave at the moment, the time that I was leaving for Nigeria was the time that I typically would be returning back to work. I usually don't finish my maternity leave, whether it's 12 months or 18 months. I've never stayed at home for up to 12 months. Just because of everything that I had been through, this time was different. So instead of starting to plan my return to office or starting to plan my return to work, I was now just upping and leaving and going to Nigeria. For me, it was simple. No over planning, no overthinking, no analysis paralysis. Just pack up your things and move back to Nigeria until further notice and figure things out from there. I'm not sure when I want to return to work. My job is secure until next year, so I have some time to figure it out. I counted that job security as a privilege because, of course, I have something to fall back on. Now that the move to Nigeria didn't turn out as planned, at least I know that I still have a job. Let's talk about maternity leave payments for a second. I have worked in Canada for almost 10 years, and so I have paid with every paycheck into that bucket. It's money that has been deducted from my salary for the last 10 years that I've worked in Canada, and it will continue to get deducted from my salary for as long as I work in Canada. For me, I just see that as a system. Pay into the system pays you back, and you continue to pay. I do not regret my experience in Nigeria. Yes, something happened that made us panic and book a flight back. In my next video, I'll go into all the details about why we actually left Nigeria. There was basically one reason, but we'll talk more about it in my next video. I'll give you all the details. If you have been watching my vlogs, I feel like you should already know what it was. It is very unlike me to make sudden decisions like this, but like I said, this year I'm agile, I'm on autopilot. Being a mother in Nigeria also comes with its own unique challenges. We'll talk more about that in my next video. If you stayed till the end of this video, drop me a purple heart in the comments. Let me know that you're one of the OGs and you stayed till the end of this video. But thank you very much for sticking with me. You guys, it hasn't been easy. You guys are watching me, and some of you guys are messaging me saying, hey, like, Faye, this is crazy, what's going on? You know, yeah, this is a roller coaster. So now imagine me that's in it, right? Like, I'm experiencing the roller coaster and I'm filming it for the world to see. I feel like a lot of people go through different seasons in their lives, but me, I'm filming everything for the world to see and judge. And you know, I'm completely okay with that. This is the life I chose. If you are considering relocating to Nigeria, if you're relocating to Nigeria with children, definitely watch my next video and see, you know, the reason we actually left. It's not to influence your decision in any way. If you've watched me for many years, you know that I'm not out here to try to influence anybody's decisions on whether or not to move. On this channel, I say I a lot because I only talk about myself. I hardly talk about my husband. But best believe that these decisions are not just mine alone, especially this one to return to Canada. This return to Canada was not my decision at all. But like I said, we'll talk more about that in my next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!